Hey everyone, this is Admiral Seabass. Welcome back to my war room, and welcome back to Operation Killing Fields for the Soviet Far East Command Turn 10.1. Okay, we've probably entered the last fourth of the game here. It's been really fun. Ozark and Captain G are great guys, and they're fun to play a game with, so really enjoyed it. So let's get into it. This turn is going to be a little bit longer, as you can see some of the markers there indicating some attacks that I'm going to make this turn. So, but first, tech. So, here are the technologies that we are going for. PGMs, we need an 8. That'll be the green dice. Hang on a second. I need to remove that one. Tech number 9 is Advanced Air Superiority Fighters. We need a 7. That'll be the black dice. Tech number 11 is Advanced Sonar. We need an 8 or higher. That'll be the 2 pink dice. And then Tech 14, Advanced Airborne Doctrine. We also need an 8 for that one. So let's see how we do on technology. Okay, that actually looks decent. The 5 for PGMs is a miss, but we hit Advanced Air Superiority Fighters, we hit Advanced Sonar with 2 dice, and we hit Advanced Airborne. So, let's see. We hit Advanced Air Superiority Fighters, we hit Advanced Sonar, and we also hit Advanced Airborne Doctrine, which, pause again, I need to make a magnetic roundel. Okay. Stage 2 of Advanced Airborne. Okay. Purchase, we had 37 IPP. Our cruise missiles, normal production there. For 4, we're going to finish the cruiser off the ship and facility production chart. For 4, we're going to buy a diesel electric sub. For 2, a paramilitary. For 6, we're going to buy a destroyer. For 9, we're going to buy 3 frigates. And for 12, we're going to buy 3 main battle tanks. Okay, combat movement. Our major attack this turn will be, the Pacific Command has a sizable surface action fleet there in P11. We are going to move the bulk of our surface fleet into P11 and attack. Supporting that attack will be the Tu-22M. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to P19. And we'll fire 2 KH-22 anti-ship missiles into P11. It will be escorted by an air superiority fighter from Vladivostok. And he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he will have 3 movement points remaining. Captain G has decided to scramble the air superiority fighter from Tokyo to intercept or attempt to intercept, so we will have to resolve that. You might be asking, well, how can he move through here? Well, that where I have the Yak-38, which is a fighter class unit, that's a good question. The answer to that is the Yak's actually moving in here along with the 3 ASW helicopters to try to attack that sub there, so he would no longer block the scrambling, which is done after combat movement ends. They will be joined by a Bear Foxtrot from Philippines in an attack on that sub. And these 2 situations will be handled differently, even though they're happening within the same zone. Okay, all the way down here, this airborne that took possession of Sumatra last turn, we will attempt a surgical strike on him with the naval attack bomber from South Vietnam. And then in China, we will, you can see, yes, you can see everything there. We'll be doing a surgical strike with cruise missiles in Inner Mongolia here. We'll be firing one cruise missile each from the major airbase in Vladivostok, Novosibirsk, and Uzbekistan. And that will be all 3 of my cruise missiles into this surgical strike. Okay. Oh, ooh, I forgot something. Captain G was probably like, oh, I hope he forgets. I forgot another combat move, and that would be my SSGN that is in port in South Vietnam will come out of port and he will move 1, 2, 3, 4 to P-18, where he will fire 2 P-700s into this fleet battle in P-11. And there's nothing to block him from doing that or to be able to intercept him. So those missiles are already in P-11. Let me double check everything here. Make sure I got it. Yep, that's it. Okay, so we need to roll for this interception first. So we will use the green dice for the Pacific Command. And that would be at a 6. And then let's use this dice for the Tu-22M, which is at a 1. And then let's use the black dice for my air superiority fighter, which will be at a 6. And everybody missed. In fact, I rolled 3 12s. Wow. Okay. So, no kills there, Captain G. And these 2 anti-ship missiles will now be into that naval combat. And I will go ahead and move those over to the battle board. All right. I want to do this first. So that's just a simple surgical strike at a 4 or less, no defense, since it's just a land unit. So let's see if we can get a hit. And that's a miss. Okay. Then let's do the surgical strike right there in Inner Mongolia. You see they have the, oh, and I forgot, I'm using my spy sat there. So Ozark and his Chinese forces there have that SAM, and he does have AMD technology, so he will get 3 rolls at a 4 or less to try to shoot my missiles down. And he got 1. So that will give me 2 rolls at 5 or less to try to get some hits. And that's 1 hit. So, with that 1 hit, I will target select one of the 2 mechs. All right. Now let's do the big naval battle. So Captain G had 4 frigates and 2 battleships and a cruiser. Those all have missile defense and pairing capability. And normally what you see in this game is you see frigates and cruisers and battleships or battle cruisers using that missile defense capability in anti-ship missile attacks that are kind of one-off, just missile attacks. But you can also use that capability in regular combat. And so that's what Captain G has decided to do. He's put 4 of his frigates on missile defense duty, and they will get 1 shot at 4 each against my 4 missiles that are coming in. And I think that's a pretty good move, because the frigate in regular combat would shoot at a 2 at my ships, and now they're shooting at 4 at my missiles. So I think that was a pretty smart move. So let's do 4 dice at 4 or less and see how many missiles that the Pacific Command fleet can shoot down. And they got 1. All right, so that's an 8, 8, 11, and a 2. So I will lose the P700, leaving me with 1 P700 at a 6 and 2 KH-22s from the backfire at a 7. All right, let's see what we can get. And that's kind of disappointing, to be blunt. That's 1 hit. So he is gonna damage one of his battleships for his first hit. All right. So there's a damaged battleship, and then all these missiles are gone. All right. Now we get into the regular combat. So I think I can roll all mine at the same time. So I'll do my cruisers at a 6. So that'll be both these dice. I'll do my heavy aircraft cruiser at a 5. I have 3 destroyers at a 4. The black dice at 4s. Then I have 5 frigates at 2. And I don't know if I have enough dice. We'll just use all these for my frigates. Okay. Now let me just double check here. Yep, that's everything. So these will be 2s, so the pink dice are 2s. And you know what? I'll kind of throw this red dice up here at a 2, even though it's, you know. All right, let's roll them. Let's see what we get. All right, I got 1 hit with the frigate. These others missed. I got 2 hits with my destroyers. That cruiser missed. The heavy aircraft cruiser hit. And oh boy, I got a surface target select with my cruiser. So that's 5 hits. So for my surface target select, I will kill his cruiser. So that clears that hit. And now he has got to take 4 general hits. And he will damage another battleship for 1 hit, leaving him with 3 more hits to take. And I believe he said he would take frigates. Yes. So we will kill 3 frigates. They've already fired with missile defense, so they come off the board. And that is all the casualties. Okay, so let's come back over here and set up his remaining defense. So he has a destroyer at a 4. And he has 2 battleships at a 5. And then he has 1 cruiser at a 6. So that's his remaining surface. Or these are his remaining surface ships that haven't fired yet on this particular turn. Oh my, that is a miss all around. That's a 10 and 11, a 7 and a 12. Sorry, Captain G, that's unfortunate. So I escaped that round. So next round, his frigate will come down here because there's no more missile defense, and we will just do the same thing over again. So, all right, I've got 2. So he has 2 battleships, a destroyer, and a frigate left. I have 2 cruisers at 6. I have, looking for my dark purple dice. Oh, here it is. Heavy aircraft cruiser at a 5. I have 3 destroyers at a 4. And then I have the 5 frigates again at 2s. All right. Into the randomizer, as my friend Captain G likes to say. Okay, there's a hit with my frigate. The other frigates missed. There's a hit with my destroyer. The other 2 destroyers missed. There's a hit with my cruiser. No, everything else missed. My 2 cruisers missed, and my heavy aircraft cruiser missed. So I only got 2 hits that round. So I believe he will now take... Let me double check. I think he said frigate, destroyer. Let me double check this, Captain G. Yes, frigate, destroyer are next. Okay, so he will then have a frigate at a 2, a destroyer at a 4, and 2 Iowa-class battleships at 5s. Oh my gosh, that's 3 hits. That's a frigate hit, and both the Iowas hit, and the destroyer missed. So nice shooting there. That I'm not going to say that was as good as your last one was bad, but it was close, Captain G. That's 3 hits on pretty low pips. Okay, so your frigate and your destroyer are dead, and I have to take 3 casualties. So I will take a frigate... and definitely take at least 1 destroyer. I'm trying to think whether I can take that or not. Should I take this, or should I take a frigate? I'll take a frigate. Yep, so 2 frigates and a destroyer. All right. So, yes. So that leaves me with 3 frigates, 2 destroyers, heavy aircraft cruiser, and 2 cruisers. So there's my heavy aircraft cruiser dice. And then I've got 2 destroyer dice. I've got 3 frigate dice, and then I need my 2 cruiser dice. All right. Looking for 2 hits. I see 1 hit. No, I see 2 hits. So my cruiser hit with a 5, my frigate hit with a 2, everything else missed. So wow. Okay. So the 2 mighty Iowas will go behind the casualty line, and then let's see what they can do in response. And I'll just roll those 2 dice at 5s for the Iowas, and we'll see what they can do. And there's 1 more hit. All right, nice shooting. So those are dead. Now what do I take? I will take a destroyer. Okay, so I have just defeated an enemy task force, which means I have won my naval battle star. And I'll be taking a minor shipyard for that in my place units phase. And I'm placing that minor shipyard on my build plate right now off screen. And I have 2 cruisers, a heavy aircraft cruiser, a destroyer, and 3 frigates here in P11. All right. Now let's do this sub battle here in P19. I'm attacking with all aircraft. So the Bear is at a 4. The 3 attack helos are at 2s. And I believe the Yak, I need to check the Yak, hang on. The Yak is, where's my nav air expansion? I think it's a 3, but I have to double check. So attack 3, correct. All right, looking for a single hit here. Oh, I barely got it. My gosh. I'm just living on the knife's edge with dice in this game. It seems like there's a hit from my Bear. So that thing has finally gotten a hit. I've finally killed a Pacific Command sub here in P19. All right. So that I cannot argue with. So I think we're into non-combat now because I think we've done all of our combats. So yeah, his air superiority fighter will go back to Tokyo. My air superiority fighter will land in Kuril Islands. My backfire will land back in Vladivostok. The Bear will land back in Philippines. The Yak and the 3 ASW helos will land back. Well, now I'm questioning. I think the Yak will land back in Kuril Islands. 3 ASW helos have to land here on the fleet because they only have 1 movement point remaining. Okay, so I'm sorry, I know this is there, that's a little bit better. Okay. My SAM here in southern Kamchatka will sea lift to Kuril Islands. There's sea lift markers there to remind me of that. Up here, the 2 attack helos in Magadan will we'll fly 1-2 to Vladivostok, and I'll put them on this card up here. What else? The 2 MBTs and the artillery from Vladivostok will go 1-2 into southern Manchuria. So I will just chip all those out. So that's 2 more MBTs. And that's 1 more artillery. Okay, and then I've got a few moves down in down here. The one diesel electric sub will come out of port from South Vietnam, leaving one in port, and he will go one down to I-15. Now, why did you do that, Chris? Well, I did that because I failed to kill his airborne. So I wanted to put him out of supply and blockade him from moving out of there. So I'm looking for my blockade markers. So this minor port here in I-15 is now blockaded. That puts Sumatra out of supply. The naval attack bomber will land back in the Philippines, or no, sorry, South Vietnam. The airborne from South Vietnam will go 1, 2, 3 here to Jakarta. And I believe that's it. So let's go to place units. I told you I earned a naval battle star. That gives me a minor shipyard upgrade or a free minor shipyard. I will place the free minor shipyard here in Singapore. Then, what else am I placing? The 3 main battle tanks that I built will go in Vladivostok. Right here, and I'll put them up here on this card. And then the ships. Where do I want to build those? Well, I have to build a few of them up here. So I'm putting an import marker here. The cruiser, the destroyer, and 2 of the 3 frigates will be built import here in Vladivostok. Like this. Okay. Then I've got one more frigate. Oh, I forgot. This paramilitary will be placed there in southern Manchuria. And now I've got one more frigate and a diesel electric sub. So where do I want to build those? The diesel electric will be built in silent running here at the minor shipyard right here in P4 in silent running. I got one more frigate. So let me think. I will build that in port in southern Kamchatka. Right here. Okay, I think that's it. Built my minor shipyard in southern. I'm still at 37 IPP. That hasn't changed. So let me roll my global support. That's a 9, so that's 4. So that's 37 IPP next turn, cash on hand, which is exactly what I had this turn. Take care, everyone. Admiral Seabass signing off.